What is up, everybody? Welcome to a Thursday morning edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium, wearing the Canada jersey today. Big win by the Team Canada in the World Juniors last night over USA. Gold medal game tonight. We do have a bet on that. One that I don't know if I would necessarily recommend, but I will have that for you as the third bet of the show. Another winning night last night. It was very satisfying to see our NHL strategy pay off. I talked about the back-to-back games and why you should bet on the team that is not on the second half of a back-to-back. If you do hear crying, I apologize. My daughter is 9.5 months old. She cries a lot in the morning, so if you hear that, Poppy's just saying hello to everybody. But Minnesota won 5-1 over Tampa Bay, so we hit that. The under came in Dallas and Anaheim. Anaheim actually won that game as well, so I hedged. I didn't want to bet on the money line because Anaheim's not very good, but if we had done that, we would have won that as well. So those two bets come in. The NHL back-to-back strategy pays off. Sacramento did lose by 3 to Sacramento lost by 3 to Atlanta, so we were this close to one more 3-0 day, but 2-1. Nonetheless, up 0.95 units on the day. That brings us this week. We are 5-1 and up 3.95 units. And then on the year, we're up because we had a 3-0 day on the last day on Sunday. So I count it from Monday to Sunday. So the year's been going really well so far. Very happy about that. And so if you're following, you're doing well. If you're fading, you're down. So 3 more bets today. As I mentioned, there will be a Team Canada bet in the World Juniors. That will come last. We're going to start in the NBA, though. In Dallas, it's a big matchup between the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks. This game tips off I can't speak this morning. Haven't had enough coffee yet. Tips off at 7:30 this evening in Dallas. You've got the 26-12 Boston Celtics going against the 22-16 Dallas Mavericks. I like the Boston Celtics in this basketball game. The spread is currently -2, and that's at -110. So the money line's like 130, so why not just take the spread? It's just a bucket. Yeah, there's push potential if it's -2, but that's okay. Now, Dallas, this is why I'm taking this pick here. Dallas has been on fire. They've won 7 straight basketball games. They've won 8 of their last 10, whereas the Boston Celtics have lost 2 in a row. Previous to that, they'd won 4 in a row. Previous to that, they'd lost 3 in a row. So they're in a bit of a ebbs and flow part of the season. They're playing well. They're not playing so well. Dallas, before this 7-game winning streak, was not playing well at all. It was a Luka Doncic show with nobody else to speak of whatsoever. So you have to figure, well, who are the real Boston Celtics and who are the real Dallas Mavericks? I think the 4-game winning streak Boston Celtics are very good, and the 500 Dallas Mavericks, those who I think who the real teams are. So I like Boston in this game. The Celtics are 6-0 ATS after their last 6 games when they've allowed more than 125 points. So when they've had a bad game, they've bounced back really, really well, which I like. Dallas, they're 0-6 in their last 0-6-1 ATS in their last 7 playing on 2 days rest, and they're 0-3-1 ATS at home in their last 4 with a team with a road winning percentage of greater than 60%. So when they're at home against a good basketball team, not playing so well lately. The Celtics are also 12-5 ATS the last 17 times they've played in Dallas. Boston's got the number 1 ranked offense in the league still. Dallas has the number 15th ranked offense. So, you know, you kind of the 19th ranked offense. So I think Boston's going to get it right here on the road. This is the 3rd game of a 4-game road swing, but I like them to take this one. So I like Boston Celtics -2. I got that for -110 at DraftKings. Moving on to Denver, it's the Clippers at the Nuggets, and this one is interesting. The line on this game, bear with me, is, I don't know what is going on here. It's just NFL. Sorry, my spreadsheet hasn't fixed itself. The line on this game right now is Denver -4.5, which is surprising. They're -195 on the money line. I don't really like the sides in this game, but I do like this game to go over. It was set when I bet this at 225 at -110. I think the line has moved a little bit. Now, on the season, the Clippers have been 23-16 to the under, and Denver's been 19-18 to the over. So the Clippers have been a little bit more under, but keep in mind they've been without Kawhi Leonard quite a bit. They've been without Paul George quite a bit. But when you look at the recent trends, the Clippers, the over is 11-1 in the Clippers' last 12 road games. The over is 7-1 in their last 8 road games versus a team with a home winning percentage of greater than 60%. And the over is 7-1 in the last 8 with a team with a winning record. So kind of the same stat there. When you look at Denver, over is 4-0 in their last 4 overall. Over is 4-0 in their last 4 after allowing 100 points or more in their previous game. And the over is 4-0 after they've scored over 100 points. They've been really well ATS as well, 4-0 in the last several games. So when you look at this line at only 225, you look at the last few games that the Clippers have played. Their most recent game did go under. That was against Miami, but before that, they went way over against Indiana. There was 260 points scored. Previous to that, it was over. 219 over. 222 went over by 51 at Detroit. 215 went over by 18. 228 went over by 12. And then Denver is kind of the same thing. 231 over. 233 over. 224 way over. 237 went way over by 15.5. So these teams are scoring a lot right now. They're not necessarily playing a ton of defense. The LA Clippers defense is ranked number 17. Like, they're just not really playing a lot of D. But again, with Kawhi and Paul George back, that will change a little bit. But I still like these two teams to score quite a few points and for it to go over 225 at Denver. There is also, I think, overtime potential in this game being close, which I like as well. So that's minus 110 at DraftKings. And the last bet I mentioned earlier, this is one I don't necessarily recommend. I don't do this very often at all. But Team Canada plays Czechia tonight for the gold medal in the World Junior Championships. I like Canada to win this game, and I've taken this minus 205 money line regulation, and I'm paying the 2.05 units on Canada to win a unit back. I've done this a few times before. I've laid the 2 units on a team that I think was really going to win. The Mavericks burned me on that earlier in the season. Don't normally recommend it, but this game they're saying it's Canada at Czechia, but this game is being played in Canada on the East Coast. It's a home game for Canada. The crowd was insane last night for the game against the U.S. Canada went down 2 goals, stormed back, won the game 6-2. They lost to Czechia in the first matchup of this tournament, so I think they're out for revenge. I think Connor Bedard, who's been lighting it up, is going to keep doing that. I like Canada to win this game, and I like for them to do it in regulation. I'm not predicting any. It's not worth it for it to be going to overtime or shootout. So if we lose the 2 units, it means Canada has lost the gold medal in regulation, or they've won it in the shootout. That's fine. We're going to do it. They're at home. These guys are looking for a win. They're looking for revenge. And to bet, how do you bet against Team Canada, hockey team, when the game's being played in Canada? You can't. And it's a gold medal game. So we're paying the 2.05 units. We have 4 units in play for this. We might need the Celtics to win and for the other game to go over just to cover this bet. But I'm very confident in Team Canada. So to run that card back for you, we've got the Boston Celtics -2, minus 110 at DraftKings. Clippers and Nuggets over 225, also minus 110, also at DraftKings. And lastly, also at DraftKings, Team Canada, moneyline regulation, minus 205, paying the juice. Feel free to drop a comment if you're fading or following. Follow me on Twitter at Tyler Connium for more picks and props throughout the day. Audio versions available on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. And let's talk some sports. Go Canada, go. Let's bring home the gold.